sweep the wings. Go up. Bring the wings back out. Oh wait. What's going on, guys? We are back with another Maiden, and look what we got here. The brand new release for Motion RC, the Freewing F-14 Tomcat. I am so geeked out over this thing. It's just so, on a cool scale from 1 to 10, I would say it's probably like a 10,000. I mean, this thing is just absolutely nuts with all the scale details on it. The gear are actually pretty awesome. They swivel closed. The engineering that went behind doing this swing wing mechanism under here is just truly a work of art in there. I'll drop in a shot of the inside there as I talk here. One thing I will mention, putting it together is actually pretty easy. It looks almost overwhelming when you first get the plane and see all the wiring and everything inside there, but it's actually pretty easy. One thing I will say, there's connecting rods that go to the servos there that drive the arms or the wings. One kind of tip that I would give you is because the plane is programmed for if the wings are out like this and you have the flaps down, it will not let you close the wings, and it's programmed that way from factory. So when you're building the plane and putting the wings on, what I did was I set up my flap system first before I put the connecting rods on, because I didn't know if I had it backwards. I didn't want the wings to close while my flaps were down and crunch them. So that's my advice, is set up your flap system first, make sure everything's working properly, watch the servos open and close for the wings without the connecting rods on, so make sure that the system is working as intended before you go ahead and hook up those rods, so that way you prevent any kind of damage to the flaps or anything like that. But yeah, man, I'm super excited to get this thing up in the air, and nervous as well. But the plane is absolutely cool, and so let's get this thing set up out on the runway and get it ready for her maiden flight. All right, we got her set out on the runway, getting ready for the maiden flight here. The control surfaces have been checked. I have a notch of flaps in. I am flying on a 4000. And I have an 8-channel receiver in it. No 9-channel receiver. You need 9 channels to get this plane fully operable with the thrust reverse. But me flying off of grass, I don't really need thrust reverse. So I opted just to get an 8-channel receiver. And we are going on my mid rates that I have here, and those mid rates are basically the rates that Wesley from Motion RC called out on his video that he likes. So that's what I chose to go with. And that's what we're gonna attempt to fly with here today and see how we like that. So without further ado, let's get ready for the maiden flight of the brand new Freewing twin 64mm F-14 Tomcat. And she is up. Let's get the gear up, get those flaps up. And we need some up elevator. If I can find my rate switch, and the wind's picking up here. I'm way up there, but this is a maiden. I'm trying to find my rate switch, really. Wow, I'm way out there. I'm still trying to fumbling around for my rate switch. For my trim switch, I should say. I mean, it's flying really smooth. I'm just trying to get it trimmed out here. I know I'm way out there, but this is a maiden, like I said.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
And I'm about a 50% throttle here. Just cruising around. Still trying to trim. Over my head, which is not good. We're going to try to reverse this pattern. I mean, it's flying really smooth. I just need to try to get it trimmed out. So we're going to come back around this way. If I can, I'm going to try to sweep the wings on this pass here. Turn her around. That's full wing sweep there. Holy hell. Holy hell, she scoots. That's the first time I gave her full throttle like that. We're still in full wing sweep here. Oh my God, what an absolute beauty. Try to get the wings back out. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. All right, we got to work on getting her landed here. So we're gonna
take off flaps, gear down.
Putting the gear out here. All right, I see the gear.
10, 9, 8.
All right.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, lady, calm down. Your anxiety counting down like that. Let's go back around here. I'm just jittery, really. I had a nice approach. I just literally just messed that all up. All right, here we go.
Landing flaps.
There we go. We're gonna take this. All right. Nice and hot, but holy man, my hands are shaking. Let me get her turned around here. Try to get her brought back down here. Literally, it was more jitters than anything with the landing because it came in for the landing with just ease. Like it was literally effortless. Her just relaxing into a nice little attitude. But my hands were just so shaking so much that I made that way harder than it needed to be. So let's pop the hatch. Let's show you inside. Let's get a battery report here, and yeah. All right, and there you have it, guys. That's the maiden flight of the brand new Freewing twin 64mm F-14 Tomcat. It actually flew awesome. It was me being more shaky than anything else. I just listen. I don't want to damage this absolute beauty work of art that I got here. So got a little bit shaky here. The hands were shaking a lot on that one. I actually got more nervous than I normally do for whatever reason. But nah, man, she flew awesome. The landing was almost, Jesus Christ, like I made that way harder than it needed to be, really. But like I said, awesome plane. Let's pop the hatch here and check out the battery, see what we're working with here. All right, we're in the battery bay here, the Tomcat, and man, we're at 12%, so it was definitely time to come down. I did one more go around that I shouldn't have done, but I was a complete nervous wreck there for whatever reason, and completely messed up that landing. The plane was actually coming in really nice. But yeah, this is on a 4000 ADC. This is a Sokokin pack, and that's where I have my CG at, and it levels literally perfect right there with the 4000. And I'm flying on a Spectrum 8-channel, I think this is an AR8020 telemetry receiver. The plane already has its own onboard gyro on board, so no need for a safe receiver. So this is just a telemetry receiver. Like I said, 8 channels. You need 9 channels really to get everything, including the thrust reverse. Me flying on grass, I didn't need thrust reverse, so I just decided to go with just the 8 channel there. So cool, man, awesome plane. All right, we got the F-14 out on the runway over there, getting ready for our second flight. The wind has picked up a little bit and the clouds have dissipated a little bit, so hopefully it won't blur out too much, but we got to get this flight in. So let's get ready with flight number 2 of the twin 64mm Freewing F-14 Tomcat from Motion RC. Alright guys, this second flight here actually didn't go so well, not in terms of the flight, but more so in terms of the video. It was a windy day, and the wind started picking up dramatically, and also the clouds kind of went away, and the camera started blurring. So I figured I'd jump in here and voice over this flight, and go over a couple of things I feel like I may have forgotten to mention. So going back to when I spoke about the flap system, make sure that in your flap system you start with a value of -100 with your flaps set to the flaps up position. Wesley from Motion RC kind of mentioned this in his video, I guess. I'm assuming this is a way that the system picks up on that the flaps are in the up position, so as to not let the wing sweep with the flaps down. This is the way I set up my model, according to the way he said so, and everything worked out just as intended. Also, the book calls out for a flap to elevator mix, with the values being 1mm down elevator in your half flaps and 2mm down elevator in your flaps full. I'll drop in a shot of my flap system, what it looks like. I have dialed in on my position 1 -50% to 3% down elevator, and for my position 2 I have 15% to 5% down elevator. Moving on to the wing sweep system, regardless of whether you have your wing sweep set to a 2-position switch or a 3-position switch, just make sure that in the wing swept position that you bump up that value to 150%. It actually even mentions this in the manual. I think they say 140%, but just bump it up to 150%. This way you get the full wings tuck look. If you leave it at default, the wings are still going to sweep, you're just not going to get the full effect. Moving on to the gyro. Now here's where I really need to get serious and really try to hammer this point home. Check, double check, and triple check that your control surfaces are all correcting in the right direction. Also make sure that when you're plugging in your servo pins into the control board that you're putting them in the right location. Not doing so is going to cause your gyro to correct in an opposite direction, as I found out when I had my ailerons backwards, my elevators were actually traveling in different directions. One was going up while the other one was going down. So then I had to go back in, flip-flop my ailerons, and then everything started working properly. Also, there's going to be an app available that you're going to be able to hook up your phone to the model and adjust the gyro gains if needed. But at the time of recording this video, it's currently not available, but should be in the near future. I did Maiden this on a windy day, and that included gyro kept it nice and locked in. All in all, it's a fantastic flying model. I will say though, however, this plane is prone to dropping a wing if you get it too slow. So this is definitely not your first EDF jet, and probably not your second. Not that it's an overly difficult plane to fly, I just feel you need a little bit of experience to know how not to get yourself into trouble, and know what to do if you do find yourself in trouble. I just don't want this plane to get a bad rap, because it is an awesome plane, but I feel like mistakes are going to happen. Also, the build quality. Check out how this baby eats this absolutely horrible landing done by me there. You do have to land this plane under power, and I was a little bit late on the throttle there, which resulted in the plane kind of dropping out from under me and causing that hard landing. Man, that gear's pretty good, because that took a pretty hard landing there. But that's why I wanted to land it early, because this wind is just not fun, and I didn't want to risk further injury to the plane. Alright, and there you have it. That's going to be flight number 2 with the twin 64mm Freewing F-14 Tomcat. What a beautiful plane, man. This thing is just awesome, and it literally just ate that that hard landing that I did there. It was terrible. Though I was just fighting the wind the entire way, and it's blowing even right now as we speak. And just to be sure to put the gear up so you guys can see the gear is absolutely fine. There you go. We'll bring the gear back out, and that door there takes forever to come out, so we gotta wait for that. There you have it, man. Gear in perfect shape, man. It absolutely ate that landing. That was terrible. Well, alright guys, that's going to be it for the Freewing twin 64mm F-14 Tomcat from Motion RC. Awesome plane, just absolutely awesome. I'm super geeked out about it. This plane is, it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. What I will say, you need at least an 8-channel receiver, which means you're going to at least need an 8-channel transmitter. I'm using the NX10. But you're going to at least need an 8-channel transmitter and a receiver to get this plane fully bounded up with the wing sweep and the gyro and the flaps and retracts. But yeah, man, awesome plane. Can't wait to get it back in the air. I'll definitely have this on the channel again on a better, much calmer day where we can fly it the way it's meant to be flown and not just baby it around. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for me. and I'll catch you guys in the next one.